today's video, I'm going to be doing a get ready with me using Laura Geller products. It's a much requested video. I've had a lot of you ask me, Lee, do a get ready with me using Laura Geller. Well, that's what you're going to be seeing today. I hope you'll stick around. And welcome. Today I'm going to be doing a get ready with me, and I'm going to be using a brand that I have not used in a very long time, and that would be Laura Geller. All of these products, I'm going to show them to you, and I have not used any of these. As a matter of fact, I have not used Laura Geller in years. And these products are brand new to me. So welcome to the channel. Thank you for stopping by today, and I hope you'll stick around and let's do this chatty get ready with me, okay, with Laura Geller. So that's what we're going to be using today. Products that I'm going to be using, and then we'll walk through them, and we're going to do this potluck together, all right? I picked some products up just back before Christmas, and these were on sale, so I thought, you know, that really looks interesting. This is the Laura Geller Baked, Balance, and Brighten. It's a powder foundation, okay? Now, I don't know if this 77-year-old skin can take a powder foundation, but we're certainly going to give it a try and see what happens. And I chose the medium. This is what the packaging looks like. I did order this off of Amazon, and I chose the medium. And it has a little mirror compact, and that's what the shade looks like. There's all kinds of colors swirled around in there, so I thought, you know, maybe we can take it, maybe it'll cover up this, and maybe it won't, but we're going to definitely give it a try today. So I don't have a full face of Laura Geller, but I'll show you the products that I am going to be using. I picked a foundation, and I have several palettes, eye palettes and different things like that of hers. So I have a palette that has 9 eyeshadows in it, and it has a highlighter, a blush, a couple of products here, and a contour here. So that's what we're going to be working out of today, and everything will be in the description box. It's called the Wearables. It has 9 eyeshadows, 2 blushes, and a highlighter. That's what it has in this. Now, like I said, I do have several of her eye palettes, and they're fantastic eyeshadows. And I'm going to pull this one out here too, in case there's not enough in that other one that I need to dip in. So we might be working out of that one, and we may just stick with that little 9 count. Who knows? Okay, so I had that. A couple of lip products. I did find a lip liner, and I'm not going to open it right now. I did find a lipstick, and I did find a lip oil. And like I said, the blush, the 2 blushes, the highlighter, and the shadows is in there that I already had. Hairband on. Hope you're doing great today. Get this hair back out of my eyes. And turn on my mirror. I have already cleaned my face as usual. I have done my skincare, my morning skincare, and I have already put on a primer. Now, I saturated my skin maybe a little bit too much, because using a powder foundation, I wanted to make sure I had enough hydration on there. And I went ahead, I did not have a Laura Geller primer, so I went ahead and used a face, just a a face primer, and I'll list it in the description box, okay? Now, if everything is not, let me get going with the makeup, and then I'll discuss what I'm about to say to you about the description box. Okay, got our hairband rocking here, so let's get going. Let me grab a brush. Use a flat, it says to use a flat kabuki brush. The more stiffer the bristles, in other words, the more compact the bristles, the more coverage you're going to get. So if you don't want that much coverage, then you can loosen up the brush. But I'm just going to use my 106 BK Beauty. We're going to see how that works, okay? Now I might put a little concealer. I don't have a concealer. Like I said, I showed you the products that I do have in that brand. I'm going to use Doll TLC. This covers everything. I'm going to use a little bit of this concealer on this redness right here. Before I start, and I should have had that already done. I'm just going to blot that with a sponge, just a little wedge. Just going to stipple that just to cover up the redness. This is probably going to be an uncut. We'll see. We'll see how things go. I'm going to go ahead and put a coat of my Painterly by MAC. I'm going to go ahead and put a coat of that on my eyes so that can be drying down. Now again, I should have went ahead and done that before I started, but I did not. So let's get a coat of this Painterly on these eyes, where that can be soaking down, because you know I like to do my eyes before I do the foundation. Okay, this is going to be a chatty video, like I said. I have been sick. I'm not quite sure when this is going to air, but I am filming this after New Year's. Actually, I'm filming this on January 3rd, and I have been extremely sick. I mean, I wanted to do a Christmas video, had everything all picked out. I had a pretty red outfit, glitzy and everything. I had everything all picked out to do a Christmas video, to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and I got extremely sick way before Christmas, and everything else has just went downhill. When I say downhill, I mean downhill. And I am still raspy. I am still coughing quite a bit. I'm still taking some Mucinex, but trying to get a lot of it up. But I tell you what, this has been going on now well over 2 weeks. Well over 2 weeks. I had to go to the doctor that Monday. I mean, that weekend was just horrible, and I thought, I can't wait till the doctor's office opens. But that Monday morning I called and I said, you know, I've got to be seen. I have got to be seen. So they got me right in that very day, that very morning, and they gave me a couple of the shots. They gave me an antibiotic injection, and they gave me a steroid shot. I was so swollen. It was in my throat, it was in my sinuses, and it was in my bronchitis. And gave me 3 medications, and like I said, I'm doing much better, but I could not get on here. I couldn't do anything. I was just coughing so bad, and I still have a little bit. I'm still stuffy, and I have my water here, so I'm going to be sipping on water to hopefully I don't start coughing. So anyway, that's what's been going on with me, but I did not forget you. I was thinking about all my subscribers, and I felt really bad that I did not get that video done, but I just could not. It was just, I just couldn't do it. Now, I'm going to put a coat of powder over over those lids, and I'm going to just be using IT Cosmetics powder. Put a little light coat over that to set it before I start my eye makeup. Now that that's set, and okay, let me get my brush here and put a wash coat on. I'm going to use this little light shade right here in the center, in this Laura Geller, and tap it off. Just keeping it very neutral today. Just put an all-over wash color. I said this is going to be a chatty video. Pardon me if I don't talk too much, but I think this is going to be an uncut. We will see. We will see down the road. I've had a lot of requests for to do some uncut, so it's where I just let it go, and mistakes and boo-boos happen. And you see every multitude of sins. So I'm looking at a mirror here in my monitor, my camera. And let's see. Number 15 brush. And just blend that. As I said, I'm just going to keep this very neutral. We're getting a little red, aren't we? We're getting a tad red, touch red. Okay, we put that eyeshadow on. What little I'm going to put on. I'm going to put on some more in just a minute. But I'm putting on a coat of mascara. And I think I'm going to pop on my half lashes before I go any further. I'm using a little Lancome mascara. I think it's the Definiseals or the Drama. It was in the little purchase that I purchased at Christmas. Remember the Lancome special? I believe it was in there, and I like to use these little things up. So that's what I'm going to just put a light coat of mascara on before I pop on my little half lashes, okay? Don't despair. I'm going to be doing a video. I just haven't got around to that yet of doing my little half lashes. Just putting a light coat of the Lancome on the top. Now, no matter what brand I'm working with, I always apply a coat of the e.l.f. lash extender on the bottom lashes because it does not get on my eyes down here. So no matter what brand I'm working with on the top, I will always put this on the bottom. You see the brush on the e.l.f. lash extender. I like to go ahead and just kind of air that out a little bit so it don't get so much because I have such stubby little lashes. It's just the way it is. So you got to work with what you got, right? Just got to put a little coat down here before I do that. Light coat. Don't want a lot. And why you think I'm swirling? Yeah, it's drying. I don't want a saturated brush. Just want a little bit down there. And then I might put a little light shadow down there later. Don't know when this video is going to air, but the middle of January is the brows. They're going to be microbladed. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Okay, so I'm going to go off camera, put my little half lashes on. I'll be right back and we will continue this Laura Geller. I went ahead and popped those on, and I'm going to put a coat of Flower Beauty liner on my waterline. So that's what I'm going to use, is the brownstone. My nails are horrible. I had to cut them off. I'm way overdue to get my nails done. I'll do this brownstone up here. They're horrible. I had to cut them off. I have the very tips left, and that's what it is. You know, I hate to come on camera like this, but that's the way it is. And I've canceled 2 nail appointments because I was so sick, and that was the least of my worries, was getting my nails done. So I apologize, but you know, they're going to be done this next week. I have an appointment. So, okay, so a tight line with that brownstone. Where the lashes kind of, can you see? When I edit, I'll come in real close where you can see. You can almost see where the lashes, the band stops and stops on the little half lashes. So I'm going to take this little e.l.f. liner and I'm going to feed in just a little bit of the liner to make that kind of blend. Here I'm just chatting away and didn't have my microphone on, so hope you heard what I said. I'm going to take this little e.l.f. liner in brown, and I'm going to feed in, it's a liquid, a little pen. I think it's a little $3 or $4. And I'm going to feed in just a little bit. I hope you can see what I'm doing, to where that band don't meet. I'm just going to barely touch it the best I can. I'm so shaky. I'm not really drawing a line. I'm almost taking the tip of the pen and I'm just touching it like a little dot. That's what I'm doing. So when I edit this, I will zoom in and hopefully you can see. It's a felt little tip, a little point tip pen, e.l.f. And I'm just pointing it like I'm dotting. A dot on an eye, just kind of dotting to fill that in so you can't see that line. I don't want a harsh line. Palette, the upper shade right here, which is a super light pink. And I'm going to put just a touch of this. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. On a flat, rougher brush. And I'm going to dip that. And I'm going to put just a touch up over my pupil to open my eye up. That's my goal. I hope it works. I know I sound real froggy. I mean, I'm sorry, but I just want a little bit of this up here to open my eye up. See the difference? Careful not to get it down on the liner. And I'm going to put just a touch in the corner as well. Okay, on some of this Laura Geller Balance and Brighten. More water. I'm telling you, there's so much of this going around, let me tell you. And I'm going to use my BK Beauty 106 and see how this is going to work. Flipping my mirror here. I've had a lot of people ask me, and I'm just going to scroll that around, what mirror I use. You're not going to get a heavy coverage with this. And that's what I want. Don't want a heavy coverage. Well, it's the Elios mirror. I love this mirror. I absolutely love it. I'm just going for a very natural look today. I don't want a lot of glam. Just not up to it today. I've got to do a PR video when I finish this one. Always use a puff if I need to. I can go in with a puff. Get a little bit more coverage with the puff. Have you used Laura Geller? Are you familiar with it? This particular formula? As I told you earlier, I have not. It's been a long time since I've used it. I'm going to blend some down on my neck with this puff because I seem to be getting a little bit more coverage. I have a lot to cover. So I just took that right off of this puff and I just went right over and okay. Got it all over me. Okay, let's get some brows on. Now, I don't have a Laura Geller brow pencil, so we're going to use concoctions today. We're going to use a Maybelline and go with it. So let's see what happens. Uncut. Here we go. First of all, let's brush them. What brows we have, I cannot wait. Absolutely cannot wait to get these done. As a matter of fact, I see something right here that I need to pull out. Cannot wait to get them done. I may have to go off camera if I get so far and I can't get them. I may have to go off camera and finish. Ugh. I got way too dark there. A mess, a total mess. I may have to go off camera and clean this up and fill it in and see what you don't see on an uncut, do you? You don't see all these boo-boos. You know, if I had the good vision that I could see what I'm doing. I have the knowledge, I just can't see. It's my eyes. The brown. And I shall go in. Do you ever just go into your dressing table and lose a brush? Or a cap to your liner pencil? Well, that's what happened to me. I have lost the cap to this. There it goes. I've got to bend over and pick it up. I don't want to lose it. Okay, let's get some auburn on here to go with this color. Stroke, stroke, stroke away, right? Let's brush and see what happens. I hope the girl that does my microblading does a good job, because I've heard horror stories, literally, because they get them too dark and it's like, ah, you know. I know you have to go back in a few weeks and they can adjust the color here and there, but I just have this horror nightmare of them being so dark or not right and can't fix it. A lot of anxiety. But I can't keep going through this because I have no brow hairs, and, you know. Okay. It is what it is, ladies. That's what it is. Now, how long did it take me to do that? I think I'm going to get some lipstick. So let's open. Let's put a touch of powder. Let's do a little bit of powder. Let me grab my powder brush. Put a little bit of powder over here. And I still got to put some liner down here on my eyes, so just a little bit of liner. So, okay, let's get some lipstick on. Let's open this lip liner and let's see what shade we have here. When you order this stuff online, it's potluck. You never know what. Have a palm tree growing up there, don't I? Oh my goodness. Let's see what shade we have here. When you order online, it's potluck. Potluck all the way. It looks like Major Mauve. They didn't have a great selection of shades, so this is Major Mauve, Laura Geller. And the lipstick we have is, it looks like maybe Mauve Majestic. So let's dip into this and see what we are going to come up with. It's pretty. My husband is still on home health. They came out yesterday. I don't know how long he's going to stay on it. I mean, I just don't. He went to the doctor. I took him to the doctor, his heart doctor, Thursday, I believe, this past week, and he's got to have what they call a mega test to see what that shows. He had one a couple of years ago to see what that shows, and if the heart is not, if it shows a certain number, they're going to have to take the mechanical valve out and put a defibrillator in there. I don't know. That's the end of the month. He's got to have that test the end of the month, so we shall see. And this is the lipstick that I'm trying for the first time, and I think I told you this is Mauve Majestic. It's a beautiful color. Staying with the mauves. It's a pretty color. It feels creamy, very creamy. Laura Geller is a good brand. Good. It feels creamy. It blends with the eyes good. Okay, let's go into this blush over here that we have, and let's see what we're going to work with. This is the highlighter, and we have a very bubblegum pink, and I don't know that that's going to work. I'm going to try to blend that and this together and see what happens. I don't think I'm going to get much mauve. I may have to go to another shade, but I'm going to blend these two together and let's see what we get. Grab my blush brush. It's my rougher number 5. I love this. I'm going to dip into that. Both shades together, and let's see what we end up with. And I'm not going to do contour today. I'm not going to do a highlight today. I mean, excuse me, a bronzer today. I'm just not going to do that. I'm just going to keep it very simple today. And let's dip into those two shades and see what we get, if anything. Not much. But I've said it before, when I go to edit, I feel like I've got too much blush. I'm dipping in two shades. I think it'll be okay. A little bit of color up here. What the heck, right? Across my nose. Okay, I think that's enough blush. Blended those together, and I think it worked out just fine. Now let's get some concealer. I'm going back to my Doll 10 TLC. This covers everything. And again, it will be in the description box. It really does. I'm going to put just a little bit more brow up here and pull this up just a little bit. Because I felt like one side was kind of on the crooked side. Okay, I'm going to go over and set that with my Ambient Light palette number 1. I just brush right across there. That's exactly what I do. Just brush right across. I may have to put a little bit darker blush. I don't feel like I have enough blush. I really don't. Take this off. Take this off. I gotta grab a little bit more blush because that is just not getting it. It's just not getting it. Going to dip in a darker color there. I think that's better. I needed just a little bit more color. Okay. There we go. I'm going to try to do something to this hair, put on some jewelry, and I'll be right back. I think the lipstick looks good, and I think that darker shade of blush that I needed to pull in there, I think that worked okay. I do like the look. I like the smoothness of this foundation. The Laura Geller Baked and Brighten. I like this. I think this doesn't look heavy. It doesn't feel heavy. Like I said, I saturated myself with a lot of moisture prior, a couple of coats as a matter of fact, and then my primer to carry the powder foundation, which I don't use anymore now that I'm 77. So stay with me, my friends. I'm going to put on do something to my hair, put on some jewelry. I'll be right back. And this is the finished look of our Laura Geller Get Ready With Me today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it wasn't too lengthy or too chatty for you. A lot of it I just did a total uncut, so didn't edit a lot of it out. So I thank you for watching today, and like I said, I did not have a lot of Laura Geller, but I had quite a few, enough to get this look. I think the lipstick color peeled out really good. I think the blush came out good, and I really like this foundation that I picked up on Amazon, this Baked and Brighten foundation that I used today. I really like that. I think it gave me not a heavy look. I think it gave me more of a natural look. It's not heavy, it's not cakey, and I really like the feel of it. So I thank you for watching today. I want to leave you with my favorite words. Go out and make today better than yesterday, my friends, but always remember that I love you. I'll have a video for you next Thursday. Hope you have a good, safe week. Bye-bye.